viewers out there, you're welcome to Sports Orbit, with you from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is here with me. Salifu, welcome to this wet Monday episode of Sports Orbit.
Yeah, wet indeed. It's always a pleasure to join the Sports Orbit. Yeah.
Right on Sports Orbit today, we'll begin straight from the home front, and that's talking about the CAF club competitions where Plateau United, Rivers United, and Kwara United have advanced to the next round of the competition, while for Remo Stars, it's unfortunately end of the road after starting very well, but we thought coming back home, Remo Stars will come home to consolidate, but it was not to be. But for Plateau United and Rivers United, they edged out their opponents to book a spot in the second round of the competition. Plateau United battled to a 2-2 draw away at Gabon last weekend, pipped their visitor ASO State Manji 1-0 to win 3-2 on aggregate and make it to the second round, where they will face Esperance of Tunisia in that round. For Rivers United, despite losing on Sunday 1-0 to Liberia side Watanga FC, whom they trust 3-0 last week in Port Harcourt 3-0, still advanced 3-1 on aggregate. However, they have their work cut out in the next round, as they will have to battle it out with defending champions Wydad Casablanca for the sole qualification ticket tied to the group stage. In the CAF Confederation Cup, Kwara United fought to a barren draw away at Senegal against AS Douanes of Niger and progressed 3-0 on aggregate. While for Remo Stars, they succumbed to a 1-0 defeat at home to crash out in their maiden appearance in the CAF Confederation Cup. In the first leg, they had fought to a 1-1 draw, which they had hoped coming back home would give them advantage over the North African opponent. But a lone goal from Asfa in the 56th minute went unreplied despite efforts from Remo Stars to draw level. So, Chalifu, end of the road for Remo Stars. Even though they had begun on a bright note, but we thought that playing at home they're going to consolidate, but it wasn't to be. Could it be some sort of lack of experience on that sort of stage on the African continent?
Honestly, I was a bit disappointed with the Remo Stars, despite that we have the rest of the three teams progressing in this program, because I was hoping that Remo Stars, having gone all the way to Morocco and held the Morocco side, the 1-1 draw in their own home group, we thought that coming back home here, playing in their own stadium, in their own home ground, would be just an easy ride for them, at least to progress to the next round. But it's like I begin to find, even though I wouldn't have the opportunity to watch the match clearly, but I'm beginning to feel that it's his technical indeficiency of the coach that caused this kind
part
of
of Remo Stars.
part of the Remo Stars that caused this kind of defeat. Because it's like they were just looking to play a goalless draw. And it's like the Moroccan side take them by shock and score that goal. Because if you look at that goal, the goal comes is something meaning. It's like they were hoping that we play 1-1 draw, we have the 1-goal advantage. All we need to do let just hold them to the goalless draw and we'll progress to this round. And that was to me that's a very lazy thinking.
Yeah, we said it here that day. We said go for an all-out win instead of trying to settle to play for a draw.
I don't really with what went wrong. Where Coach Bega but Ogumata was the year of disappointment. The final take a job at the Shooting Star. I don't know what really went wrong. I expected that no matter how, even though they give, even though let us say his contract expired and they give him a head of contract, but a team that just coming to the league and based on the way he stayed the team last season, a team that just ended promotion from the lower division come to the league, and the team was almost he came to that we were even looking at the Remo Stars as a title contender until we get to the middle of the way and they couldn't contend, and they still managed to finish in the top three in your first season in the league. Just a coach should be if his contract expires, his contract should be renewed. And more importantly, that you have a continental ticket. I don't know what went wrong, and they couldn't remove his contract and allow him to go. Now they bring a coach, which I feel that I don't have much experience about before. Bring him, like they said, the man was coaching the outside and practice. And unfortunately, see where we are. Sometimes we miscalculate. Because if you look at last weekend, Nigerian team, all the 14 have a fantastic result. We're so excited about how they have a fantastic result. I was even in more big doubt about the Kwara Star or Louis who play at home. I was hoping that club like Plateau United and Remo Stars who went away and get a draw, who come home and have just an easy ride. But fortunately for us, Remo Stars are out. But we can only play now. And if you come into the Champions League, look at CAF Champions League.
Exactly.
Plateau United, you see
against champions.
You see Remo United. Despite winning the Liberian side 3-0 at home, still went away and lost 1-0. And if not that they were able to score more goals at home here, it would have been another opportunity for us. And now they have a team, defending champion to contend with the Moroccan side. So I'm not beginning to fear. And
Plateau United to have experience. Very
experienced side in the CAF Champions League, the Homa champion, who are always there. Those two teams are always there when you are talking about the CAF Champions League. So I'm now beginning to feel how those clubs, Plateau United and Remo United, will be able to navigate their way past these two states. It is a very tough test for these two teams. But we can only pray for them and we hope that the coach will understand that sometimes we have to understand what it means in this game. Because North African, either we like it or not, in the club competitions, they are ahead of us. We shouldn't pretend about it. And that is why, despite when they still have to come in from Morocco, went to Ogun State and pick a 1-0 defeat. And despite the Remo Stars was able to head them at home in the first leg. So, Remo United and Plateau United, we must ensure that they get to the group stage of the competitions. But it is going to be very, very tough one to pass these two teams, this Wydad Casablanca of Morocco and the Espada of Tunisia. It's very, very tough, but it's not unachievable. It is possible they can defeat. I believe in Coach Eleshoku, Fidelis Eleshoku of Plateau United, and I believe in his technical prowess, and I believe he can do something about it. But more important, more worrisome is that our league is not our league is not in section. So we are those two clubs now. Those are clubs now have to just be action. There's no any action, no competitive before their next match. They have to just wait and keep on training. And if you are just training without playing the competitive, you don't keep in the competitive still move.
All right. I mean, does that? I mean, we wish these two teams well, even though it's going to be an uphill task to, defeat these North African sides. But like we always say in football, anything is possible. Yeah. Away from that now to some other news where a former Nigerian striker Jonathan Akpobure has advised Super Eagles forward Taiwo Awoniyi to use Nigeria's international friendly against Algeria on September 27 as a platform to impress coach Jose Peseiro. Awoniyi, who has not played under the Portuguese coach, will be hoping to get an opportunity in a bid to impress him. The two-time African giants were at the last 2022 One African Cup of Nations in Cameroon, where the Desert Foxes relinquished the trophy they won at the 2019 edition. He said this is one game that some of the invited players will be using to sing their names into the heart of Jose Peseiro. However, one player that has really caught my attention is Taiwo Awoniyi. This is a player that was scoring goals at Union Berlin before joining Nottingham Forest, and I expected him to be in the Super Eagles attack. Well, this is another great opportunity for him, and he must grab the chance to impress the new coach. Well, for Nmoye, I completely agree with Akpobure. Even over the weekend, got the first goal for Nottingham Forest in that. It's a second goal actually against Nottingham Forest. So, even coming to England, it doesn't seem as if the goals have dried up. He's been impressive form, but like I said,
even though explore a lot.
I mean, that is none of his problem. I mean, on his part, he's getting the job done. And now that we are running short of quite some strikers up front, I think, like Akpobure said, this is really a time for him to really come and stamp his place. I mean, give the coach some selection headache.
Yes, I agree with Akpobure completely, and you can't say less. And and I believe Taiwo Awoniyi himself should also know that this could be his last opportunity. I'm not the coach, but he should know that this could be his last opportunity. And the golden one, for instance, we are missing several strikers. The like of Usime is out. Sadiq Umar is out of it. And even Onyekuru is already out. So it's left for him and Dennis, who are still available. So it's just like Akpobure. Awoni should know that this is his last opportunity, golden opportunity for him. I'm not saying that he's not the one that wish those strikers that were injured, but it's an opportunity for him to record, to cement himself and grab the Super Eagles that yes, he has all it takes to be the number one Super Eagle, to lead the number 9, to lead the attack of the Super Eagles. And if he fails to grab this opportunity, then you have himself to blame. And definitely, more importantly, we have a coach who is just coming from. He's not an African coach, he's not a Nigerian coach. He's a coach who's coming from Portugal. All he just want to do, play me, convince me, and you have what you have all you want to give. You have all you have to give, and the coach will be home and ground with you. So. Nothing wrong that if you are I believe that if the coach see that you are better than Osimhen, he will keep the Osimhen on the bench. So it is left for you to prove that yes, you have the stamina, you have the everything, you have the bulking, you have the everything. Prove that yes, you can be the Rashid of the Super Eagles. You can be the like of the top strikers we have in the Super Eagles before.
Right now, to some news from about the NFF elections, where former Super Eagles goalkeeper Emmanuel Babayaro has appealed to voting delegates that the future of Nigeria's football lies solely in their hands to do the right thing by voting a credible candidate with an all-round capacity as president of the NFF rather. They said the next president has to be someone with the most reliable pedigree of administrative, diplomatic, and intellectual competence, dipping in absolute integrity and institutional respect. He, however, observed that unfortunately, most of the people running for the job are the same individuals responsible for the worst rot of witness in our nation's football. I mean, it's very obvious that you know it's a situation of having bad eggs, but you don't have a choice, but you just have to choose one. Exactly. You know, so but you still say.
But I want to disagree a bit with him. When he said that most of the people, he said most of the people, not all.
Yeah, okay. That's why he's asking them to vote right.
Okay, he said most of the people, not all. Yes, exactly. You can agree with this. If you look at almost all the people who are applying for the presidency, the level of them, out of the level of them, apart from for instance.
Peter side,
Christian
Omero, and this other UK-based.
I think that he was disqualified.
Okay, was disqualified. Yeah.
Christian Omero, and then probably the FCTF chairman.
Exactly, Mukhtar.
Every other person has been there before. Either as a board member or as and then probably Abayola. Abayola may not have there as a board member, but he has been with his cycle within the ministry. He has been within the cycle.
All right, we'll continue on this story. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, Sport Hobby continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
welcome back from that break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. Yeah, before we went on that break, we're talking about the NFF candidate and Emmanuel Bayaro's urge to delegates to vote. Right, and Selfie, you're making a very valid point. Like he said, that a lot of them have been there before.
Just like I stated earlier, all these people are here, as the exception of just 3 people mentioned, Peter said, even Christian or Merwo. You can't also not exclude Christian Merwo because Christian Merwo have worked in Nigeria for 11 years.
Exactly. So he's not even
in the secretary of the Nigeria for
exactly. So you can't even completely
you can excuse him that he's not in the executive board.
Yeah.
So you don't have a decision to take.
But he's been in the system.
He was just a messenger, but he's been in the system. So his advice may not be taken to.
Yeah.
But apart from them, if you look at all around, all these people, either as former vice president, or as a serving vice president, as a board member, or as a former board member, or as a board member. So they are all there before. And you can't tell me that, okay, all your ideas, you are on a board, either as a board member, or as a vice president, or as a DP, that you reserve your brain and your capacity and your intellectual because you are not the one leading.
Exactly.
But if it is a collective work, if you have an idea, you have to contribute. Not necessarily mean until you are the president before you bring your noble ideas to the government. So just like the Bible said, they have all been there before. So we don't see anything much different from what we have been seeing before. So, but it's left either we like it, and just like you said, like we have all the eggs, but you have no option that to select from the
exactly.
But just like he has the delegate should just look at among these level-wise men and pick among them who is the less evil.
Yeah.
That's what we are just looking at. Just pick the less evil among them.
All right, to some other news now, where Sports Minister Sunday Dare has urged tertiary institutions to review and update the curriculum for the training of PH educators towards harnessing the entrepreneurial opportunities in sports. He made the appeal during the 50th National Conference of National Association of Physical Health Education, Recreation, Sports and Dance in Zaria. The conference was titled Business Potentials and Tapping in the Profession of Physical Health Education, Recreation, Sports and Dance. The minister said the draft national sports industry policy by the ministry in collaboration with the Nigerian Economic Summit Group has reclassified sports from recreation to business. I mean, I quite agree with him. And when you even look at it in these days, you even wonder how many schools even still do physical. Because I remember during that time, it was a big deal.
It is
because you go to a lot. In fact, you go to a lot of schools these days, especially the private ones. You just see a private school that has a building, they don't have a pitch, no area for recreation. So, and that is why you can say that discovery of talents at the school level has really declined over the years.
If you look at the 24th of what we are having in sport, large portion of the program should be the Ministry of Education.
Definitely, yeah.
Ministry of Education has contributed 50%, if not 60%, to the death of our sport in this country. Because it is a part of the requirement before you approve any grant for a school. The school must show you full sporting facilities. Because not everybody can become a mathematician or statistician or a biologist. Not everybody will know book. There are some people who went to school who doesn't know book. Today, Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the richest man in the world. Messi is one of the richest man in the world. But is it through education? No. So a child should be given various opportunities to discover their talent. But that has been denied. Most of the students we have now, you are being compelled to the class. You must read, you must read to pass. And it's not supposed to be so. Not everybody will earn a living through education.
I agree with you.
But if you go to a school now, you are able to talk about a student able to have a space to able work. Just to able say, let me just move around. There is no space to able to walk around. You just come, you climb upstairs, you go there, and when it is a break time, you come down, then you go up. Finish. No opportunity for them to exercise themselves. And you see them approving several schools, even from some residential home, even houses that were built for residents have been converted to school. And the Ministry of Education have given their approval for all these things. This is nonsense.
I agree with you because
I hope that the Ministry of Education is not just about spoken. They need to follow this thing up. If it means present a bill to the National Assembly to ensure that any school that does have a sports facility should be disbanded or just can't discover and just cancel those schools. Because it's happening.
Because I remember in secondary school, in fact, our school speech was so standard that even clubs who now play in what is now called NNL, then in Pro League clubs, used to come to our school pitch to train, to tell you how of standard the pitch was. But now it's a really sad situation.
But today we have students who graduate, who finish from primary school or even the secondary school, don't even know what a football pitch looks like. Don't even know what the sport pitch looks like. Don't even know how the volleyball net look like. Don't even know what is golf. They don't even know anything about sport. Yeah. The only privilege they have to watch the football pitch just on the screen, see people play on the screen, and that is all.
Very terrible stuff. Well, we hope with this seminar,
and we thought we are hoping that we are going to develop. How will you develop sport? And the best way to catch it is to catch them young at that beautiful age, and you are being denying them that opportunity. How do you force them to become a sportsman after they have moved up?
Anyway, to some other news where the second edition of the 2022 Unity Preseason Tournament will hold in Abuja from 17th to 23rd of October 2022. General Coordinator of the tournament, Patrick Ngwagu, said this year's edition will involve 10 Premier League clubs in the country. Those invited clubs for this year's edition are Nasarawa United, Remo Stars, Katsina United, Wiki Tories, Doma FC, Abia Warriors FC, Gombe United, Sokoto United, City FC, and EFCC FC. We have informed, according to him, the various clubs, and they are enthusiastic about the tournament. This year's edition will hold from 17th to 23rd October, like I said, and the tournament is aimed at adequately preparing the teams for the new football season and providing them the opportunities of sharing some technical ideas among themselves towards having a successful season. So, good one. Sounds like a tune-up, a warm-up, a pre-season sort of thing. But when is the league starting?
A pre-season training for a league. Don't know.
That's what I'm asking. Recall how it was even last year.
And with many controversy coming up, the scrapping of LMC and so. Well, kudos to the Unity pre-season. So you can only try to help the club, keep the club busy.
Exactly.
Maybe advice and maybe people like Nasarawa, Plateau United and Plateau River, so also raise in this one, they can keep themselves warm.
At least, yeah, exactly. All right. Bielsa Football Club Board Chairman Robin Apriela has said that the team will rewrite the history of Nigerian teams in the CAF Women's Champions League in Morocco next month by lifting the trophy. The Nigerian champions last month defeated Ghanaian side Ampem Dakoa FC 3-0 in Cote d'Ivoire to clinch the West African ticket to the continent's biggest women football showpiece. Speaking to Leadership Sports ahead of championship, Apriela said that their target in Morocco is to win the trophy and become the first Nigerian side to achieve the feat. He noted that their experience in Cote d'Ivoire was indicative of what the team intended to achieve in the showpiece, stressing that the performance of the girls was so lifting to Bielsans and Nigerians in general. Well, this is the CAF movement, so I don't think it's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
Exactly.
Because when you talk about women football, where Nigeria is always there, hope that Bielsa win. We'll be able to make Nigeria proud. It's not about just saying it. You should back it up.
Absolutely. All right, to some EPL news now, where, of course, Arsenal has leapfrogged Manchester City to return to the top of the table following Sunday's 3-0 win in that London derby at Brentford. Central back William Saliba nodded in Arsenal in front, and Gabriel Jesus scored a header of his own in the first half before Fabio Vieira struck a superb 5 minutes later after the restart. So as it stands down, Arsenal back on top with 1 point. So have you started believing the Arsenal yet, or still early days?
Well, it's still early days, but if you look at Arsenal's squad, that is far better than what they have last season. Because I was expecting in their usual character after suffering that defeat to Man U, I also wondered whether they are going to bounce back immediately, but more importantly, traveling to Brentford, who was their nemesis last year, and then Mateta and his boy were able to do the magic and they get the better result, not just 1-0, 3-0. I think either you are casting it down on national credibility, either they will be a title contender, but that is too early to say. But I
so what some people are saying is when they came up against the big side, that's where the problem is.
That's where the problem is for now. But we hope that there will be. But one thing is that yes, Arsenal may not get the result against the big side, but if they are be able to pick all the points against the minor teams, if they may not even win the league, but at least the Champions League spot can be guaranteed. If they keep on picking all the necessary points against the big against the smaller team. Because sometimes in the EPL, it's not even the big team that dwarf your performance. It's the small team that you don't expect. Just like where you see Man City firing from all seasons this season. They get to Aston Villa. Aston Villa has not win any match this season, but they get to Aston Villa, give them a shock and cut off 2 points from their point. So I think Arsenal should, if they can make this consistency against the average team. But when it comes to after the break, the national break, they have a match against the Northern Line rivals, Tottenham. Then we will now begin to feel that Arsenal has what it takes to look up this season, or their fans can be hope of by the against they come against the North rivals, Tottenham after the break.
All right, let's take a look at some of the results in matches that went down. Of course, Aston Villa, there was a sweet victory for Steven Gerrard, 1-0 in that one over Southampton. Well, for Nottingham Forest, in spite of the efforts of Awoni and the rest, they still fell 3-2 to Fulham in that one. Well, for Tottenham, also a sweet victory, 6-2 against Leicester City. And of course, a son coming up from the bench to score a hat-trick and of course being named man of the match for Leicester City. Still yet to record a win after 6 games. Like we told you, Arsenal was 3-0 over Brentford, while Newcastle and Bournemouth had to share the spoils in that one. Of course, champions Man City continue from where they stopped, 3-0 over Wolves, while for Everton, of course, Lampard getting one over Danny Moyes at West Ham at that one at Goodison Park. Of course, a few other matches were postponed, like Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Leeds were also postponed, same for Brighton, Crystal Palace. But quickly, for Tottenham, looks like Tottenham haven't left, they have taken their foot off the pedal at all.
Yeah, Tottenham look like a team to watch out for this season, and for Brendan Rodgers.
I'm even surprised that by now he still has a job.
He's still keeping his job.
Because I was hoping that by Saturday after that match,
you can see the table. Find the last bottle on the table. Even Nottingham Forest is ahead of
with just 1 point.
Leicester.
And that was a draw.
Even Leicester have a draw. But
no, I mean Leicester just has one draw. At least Nottingham Forest has one win, which is 4 points.
No, it's one draw.
No, Leicester.
Okay, they have one win and one draw. One win and one draw.
So Leicester are yet to record a victory.
The only team that are yet to record a victory this season, and with -2 negative results.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know either, but Ben Roger has vowed that he's continuing to fight on. That he will continue to fight on.
Well, that's the decision for the club owners to make.
That he will fight on, and he has what to think that he believes that he'll be able to revive this team. I feel so bad, terrible, bad. More importantly, that we have 2 Nigerians. 3 Nigerians, for instance, 3 Super Eagles team. 3 Super Eagles and Leicester in the person of Henashaw, Wilfred and Demola Lukman. So 3 Nigerians play in that club and they are languishing in the bottom table. It's quite unfortunate. I believe that I hope Ben Rogers should be able to begin to dig deep and be able to do something urgent before there's something to him.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And with that, we draw the curtain on today's episode of Sports Updates. Don't worry, viewers, we'll be back tomorrow with another fresh and exciting episode of the program. Salifu, once again, thank you for coming out today on this Monday, Wet Monday edition of Sports Orbit.
Thank you.
All right, until come your way tomorrow, stay safe out there. My name is Afa Achuru, and it's bye for now.